Okay, welcome back to another video everybody. I'm Sam Price from Oxy Skimboards here in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand. I usually like to keep my video setting outside, but in this case we've got Cyclone Gabrielle, Tropical Cyclone Gabrielle starting to take effect outside right now, so we're inside for this video. Now this video right now is about one of the best things I've ever done or used or utilized over the years has been using Google or social media for finding yourself skim spots. And what I'm going to do here is give you an example of a couple of my favorite skim spots and what they look like on Google. This also extends to one handy thing is locations on Instagram. That seems to work if you can scroll through all the basic selfies on there. So we're just going to get into this video. I'm going to pull up my Google Earth and we're going to go to so I've decided, seeing I've featured a video on this, we're going to go to the little spot on the Whangarei coast, Pa Tower. Now I have featured a video on this channel before detailing Pa Tower. Let's zoom right in on this and I'll show you where it is. Of course, keep in mind this extends to every spot. It will probably work for every spot and is the best way I find to scour coast. And of course it gives you the road in, road outs, the location where everything is located. But what it's giving you is a bird's eye view and hopefully the ability to see the beach. Now you can see my little pin there on the screen. This is usually the first spot I check when I come to Pa Tower. That does not necessarily mean the best. It is a great way to zoom in here and see what the beach looks like. Now you can see these little sort of ringed marks on the top of the shoreline here, right in the middle of the screen. A lot of the time, I'm not going to say all the time, that typically means there's a bit of wash coming up the beach and a steeper bank. I'm not going to say this rings true for every beach, but it's sometimes a good sign when it comes to Google Earth or using Google Maps or whatever to discover skim. Now this part of the coast, we've actually recently been on a boat trip through here and we did this whole coast, and so we came up and down the coast here. Sorry if my Google Earth work's not quite up to scratch and not as smooth as we like, but we're just running on the fly here. Now we skimmed this beach here, right here in the middle of the screen. Of course, again, if you were just looking at it and you didn't know the coast, you would probably assume that there's some form of skim there. And this is how we found spots. On that day, we also came into these beaches and we skimmed a little bit further just to the north there and just had a general look around. We actually brought the boat up right up here and had a good little explore and a run around, and it was actually yield pretty good results. And so that's Pa Tower. Now as mentioned, there is a video available which is popping up in a card up top right now of that exact location. Quick commercial break time. If you're looking for one of the best boards in the business, get along to oxyskimboards.co.nz where you'll find a huge range to suit all sizes, all types, all levels of riders, flatland skimming and wave skimming. All boards are handmade here in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand, and everything can be viewed on the website and is available to ship to your door immediately. Now, back to the video. Right, now another spot here that I'll show you is a flatland orientated spot. We'll probably go to a couple of flatland spots. This is another spot I have a location video on here on this channel, which is popping up in the card up top. Now let's of course go from Pa Tower through to Waiwera. Now Waiwera is on the northern part of Auckland. We've had fantastic skim here over the years. A flatland spot, although Devon, who I featured here on this channel, he says when the swell gets up there's a lot of potential for wave skim. We'd have to follow up with that later. This video right now is about the flatland skim, and you can see here on the maps, you're looking at what is typically, you can quite clearly see that it may be a flatland spot. The little whitewash is further out, and you can kind of make out the lines of tidal pools here. I'm telling you that Waiwera has fantastic tidal pools, and you can see here on the maps that there's a lot of sand movement. Again, if you go to the likes of say Instagram locations and scroll through the nonsense on there, you'll probably see form of the beach, tell that it's flat, and then of course it's up to you to take action and actually go check out the spot. We'll duck over the hill to Wenderholm, which again I've featured here on this channel, and it is another spot that can quite reliably be fantastic for wave skim. This is for flatland skim. This right here I believe is the tidal pool, and you can make that out here on Google Earth. Of course this is subject to time of year and they move around and things like that, but this is a great indication here on Google as to what you're looking for a flatland spot. Let's shoot all the way back to the north. What I've just shown you is kind of typical of the Auckland region flatland skim. It's a lot of more tidal pools at little beaches. If we shoot all the way to the very far north, way up the top, one of my favorite flatland spots here is Rātawa Creek, and that is exactly what it is. It is very common in Northland. A lot of the time in Northland flatland you're skimming little creek outlets or estuary flows, something like that, and you can see right here Google Maps is a hugely handy tip for Northland because you can find these little creeks. A lot of the time they're not at the car park and you can walk and things like that, but this shows you here right in the middle of Google Earth there. This creek can sometimes be bad, but by and large can be absolutely fantastic, and I've had a lot of sessions at that through the years. Okay, let's take you to another spot and a couple of my favourite spots in the whole of the country. We've gone right back up to the top of the country again. This spot we're zooming in on here is Cape Maria Van Diemen. Now I don't have a spot check on this video, but as you can see, the very top of New Zealand's right there where the lighthouse is. I originally spotted this spot from the lighthouse and decided to walk down there. Very remote. It is about a 7-kilometre walk in, I suppose, or something like that. Some of the best and heaviest and biggest skim in New Zealand right here on that beach in the middle of the screen there. The rest of it is a waste, and as you can tell just by looking at it, you're probably going to get shorebreak on that beach. Judging by the beach to the right here, has whitewash, looks more like a surf orientated beach, and then this one right here does not, even though it's the same bit of coast. It is more sheltered because of the island and the angle it sits on, but that to me is a great indication that it's probably a shorebreak beach. Let's scroll quickly up the coast here to the little bay of Tauputaputa. Now this is exceptional flatland skim in the creek right here. As you can see, a lot like Rātawa, another creek and another great indication on Google as to what, the potential for skim. Of course, you cannot underestimate the fact that you have to go there and actually check it out. These are just indicators. These are ways I've found skim in the past, and as you can see, scrolling along the northern coast here, I mean, all that part of the coast ain't going to happen. And then we get along to Little Pandora, where we went just the other week. We just swim across this lagoon here, and we're served up some of the best, if not the best, skim I've ever had in New Zealand. We walked along the beach, and as you can see, just again by looking at the beach, there's those little humps that I showed you back at Pātaua and close whitewash to the shore, which is a great indication that you've probably got some form of shorebreak there. Now that's just a few of my favourite spots. This is how I've found a lot of skim through the years. It is a fantastic way to finding spots, finding sand. A lot of the spots we have here in New Zealand are not right at your feet at a car park. They can be around a corner and you never actually know. A lot of the time you can't see it with your eyes at the beach, and getting digital and getting online and checking spots out sometimes has a huge advantage, and it can also save you wasting time a lot of the time, I've found, by thinking there's something there and there's not. Now, using the internet to find your skim spots only comes second to you must go. Take action, go to the beach. You don't have to limit your skimboarding to just your one local beach. Feel free, and I strongly encourage you guys to get out there and explore other places. That is one of the best things to me about skimboarding, is not just limiting yourself to your home beach. Go learn a little bit, go look around, go enjoy this country that we live in. Lastly, feel free to get along to oaccesskimboards.co.nz for a huge range of boards. There is a skimboarding playlist popping up top right now with a large variety of skimboard videos. I will be doing more location videos here on this channel. And feel free to subscribe and get out there, explore, go skimboarding. I'm Sam Price. I'll see you at the beach.